Thank you a lot, Robert. I think we did. I think.
All right, Joseph in the building as well. Cancel.
Okay, thank you. Joseph, thank you so much for being here. Are you two going out tonight? Well, our press release.
This is just our regular Love Crossing Borders apparel.
Yeah.
Just regular dress.
Exactly. Yeah, obviously. Have a good impression, you know.
Yes,
Andrew, thank you so much for being here. Actually, early this time, waiting for this topic in knowledge.
Oh, yeah. When it comes to dating, and shout out to Ronan Travels in the building as well. When it comes to dating in other countries, gentlemen, we often hear stereotypes before we hear the truth. I'll say that again. Quite often we hear stereotypes before we hear the truth about a different country. And when it comes to the Latin communities, whether it be Brazil, whether it be Spain, whether it be Mexico, or whether it be here in Colombia, there are some well, I can't say Spain because Spain is not considered Latin, it's considered Spanish. But to those countries that are of Latin descent, it's quite often stereotypes are presented before you even go on your first date or your second date, or you have stereotypes of the person that you were with, and then you think everybody else is going to be like that too. So one of the things that we want to dispel is today, not all Colombianas, not all Latinas, not all Puerto Ricans are created equal. Latinas are completely different across the world. So we're going to talk about at least 10 well-known stereotypes that guys have about Latin women that are not necessarily true.
Yeah, absolutely. Topic for tonight, 10 common stereotypes about dating Latina women that aren't true. Yeah, and obviously we always make this space and to say that we're not gonna generalize all of them, you know, because you guys or Andrea can tell, or you guys can tell, there's some really not good Latinas and they're really good Latinas, you know, perfect for relationships, for relocate, for have be established, and other ones they're not worth it. It's not, they're not made for set of life, you know. So the first one, number one, is all Latinas are passionate drama queens. And yes and no, like I said before. Because we oh my God. And it's really the way that you it's really funny to hear stories from you guys that you said that your girlfriend did this, that your girlfriend yelled, that your girlfriend was jealous, that your girlfriend checked your phone and everything. And the other part of you guys say that you guys have a really good experience dating Colombianas, you know, and never have an issue. And because she is a grown-up, she is mature enough to assume that, hey, I'm dating with a foreigner, with an American, and that is something that I need to be super conscious. And that is always, you guys outside of this, you know, that are always going to be defend the point, like you and Rena, we talk about this, that I know there's so many crazy things out there in Medellin or any part of the world, and a lot of people just blame you all because you all are in the same way, you all looking for the same experience, and it's not like that. So in that sense, I always trying to say something right and saying something that is how to say that is just
set a positive example or justify.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, it's not like that. It's not like that. Why? Because I experienced this. We work with Americans all the time,
right?
In this visa process and all of that. So there's tons of people, hundreds of people that they want to have the right life, that they want to do stupidity out there, illegal things out there. So that's the part, like, do not make the mistakes to generalize, because as a Colombia, for example, when something happens, and I know this is going to be maybe outside of the topic, but I'm just going to give you an example. I didn't show you today that the robberies in London are increased.
Robberies in London are increased.
They stealing phones. And a lot of people, oh my God, how can that happen in London? And we were over there. I remember that our friends say, hey, be careful. And I remember we just like, I was testing, and we just, okay, let me hide my phone, because even though that we are in the first world country, crime happens. And it's the same thing. A lot of people, yeah, that's Colombia, yeah, that's Venezuela, yeah, that's African. So I like, they're not generalized. That's the point. Like, no, all of them, not all of us, we're going to do stupidity out there. Hell no, that's not gonna happen. So starting from there, that's a little intro that, you know, might be worse. Talking about this first one, all Latinas are passionate drama queens.
That's not necessarily true. One thing I could say, Andrea and many of her family members, except for maybe one or two, we can name one, that aren't drama queens. And most of the Latinas that I know down here aren't drama queens. They don't try to be extra animated. They don't try to start arguments. They don't try to put you down, not put you down, but actually just try to be super insecure, super jealous. Most Latinas that I've dealt with, whether it be here in Colombia or whether it be back in the States, were not stereotypically aggressive type of behavior. So when I hear guys say that, or when they try to stereotype it in the movies, that all Latinas are just jealous and loud and rude, that's a stereotype, guys. So when you come to these other countries, don't believe what you see in the movies necessarily. Judge that person on their individual situation. Just like Andre was just saying, we know that everybody in UK is not stealing cell phones, but we know enough people in UK were stealing cell phones that the locals were warning us, don't do this, don't do that. Just like when we were in Barcelona, they warned us about when you ride the subways in Barcelona. You would think one of the most beautiful cities in the world wouldn't have problems with people getting robbed on the subway or being hustled. Same thing with Italy. People
in Rome. A lot of people say Rome is dangerous.
So when it comes to stereotypes, there are a lot of stereotypes out there about any other topic, about many different topics. But I can say, and a lot of you guys can say this too, based off the experience that you had here in South America, most of the women that you've dealt with are not dramatic. And if you have dealt with a woman that's dramatic, you notice they come from a certain circle. What do I mean by that before we go to the super chats? The circles that I mean is usually women that are dramatic are usually from the hood. Women that are dramatic are usually the scammer chicks, the party girls, the women that don't think about the value of the relationship, the Miss Independent chicks, because we have them down here too sometimes. So they come from a certain circle, but the ones that are ladylike, the ones that are respectful, the one that expect you to respect them as well, those aren't the ones you got to worry about drama with. So when I hear guys talk about dramatic Latinas, what circle did she come from?
Exactly. And what experience does she have before you? Right. You know, what toxic environment she's coming from, you know? But I think like,
that's a good point.
Well, like you attract, how you say, you attract who you
are.
Exactly.
You attract who you are.
Exactly.
A lot of guys don't want to admit that.
They won't admit that. They won't. They're gonna blame the girl because she's crazy. But how about you? Blame the country, blame the nationality, and all of that BS. So yeah, typically it's not true. Most of us, we are calm, patient women because we already know what type of responsibility or decision we made today. You guys.
And this is another thing that Andrea and I have a habit of doing. We have a habit of realizing that we represent our culture. Andrea knows she represents Colombia, so she carries herself in a positive way, not only just for her, but she knows the stereotype that guys have about Latin women. So she carries herself in a way, so when you meet her, some of you guys have met her in a grocery store, some of you guys have met Andrea in a mall by herself, and you've never seen Andrea on ghetto mode. The same thing that I try to do for us African Americans. No matter where I go in the world, I try to present us in a positive light because people have a stereotype of Black guys from the States or UK. Exactly. And so I try to present us in a positive light.
It's like, for example, I told to Dre, and I comment this to Dre, and I told you guys that now especially in Cali, I don't know other cities, but here in Cali, in the hood, it's becoming more common to see Black girls using the bonnet, even go to do grocery shopping. Even I read the comment section. I'm not going to the hood But people just make comments and they say, yeah, they're going to buy clothes with that bonnet. They're going to pick it up the schools in the kindergarten. The kids,
pick the kids up from school with bonnets on, just like the States.
Just like the States. And I told Dre, you will never see me. In 6 years we have been together, almost married 6 years. You never see me doing that. And not just for me as a woman, you know, for me looking good outside, you know, or when I even do grocery shopping for you because I'm your wife. And the third one is because I see guys that say me hello on the grocery store or in the mall. So I need to look representing the marriage, you know, or image to my image, personal image. So I say, if I dress in a jean clothes, okay, that's different. But you will never see me in pajamas and chanclas in Éxito. That will never gonna happen.
Pajamas?
In pajamas.
I love how you said
pajamas or pajamas in Español. But yeah, that's never gonna happen. So starting from there, there's a lot of that's where I made my comments of TikToks and videos like that, because I said that's why a lot, not all, but a lot of Americans prefer dating Latina women, because even we going to the grocery store or whatever, we dress decent or decently.
Decently or decently, yeah.
Okay, yeah, decentemente in Spanish.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys, that's cultural. But yeah, now we're having that situation. That bonus in Cali, it happens.
Yeah,
it happens a lot of TikToks. I see girls, influencers that are going to a school meeting with using the bonus with the African print or something. And don't be surprised, you guys coming to Petronio, maybe you will see that.
That's true. If you come here for the Petronio Alvarez Festival, August 14th through the 19th, 5 days, you might run across some sisters, because it's the Afro-Colombian Festival.
Yeah.
You might run across some sisters rocking their bonnets. Shout out to my man Robert Cabin for the $10 love over on the Cash App, and shout out to my man James Wingate the third over on Cash App as well with the $2 love. Appreciate you, gentlemen, in such a way.
James Wingate tercero.
Tercero. All right. It even sound better in Espanol. Tercero.
Actually, his name in Espanol is James Wingate tercero.